It's time for another outstanding podcast from ICRT.
I'm Nancy Sun with the Easy News.
The Mainland Affairs Council is calling on Beijing to respect Taiwan's election results and return to the right path of benevolent interactions between the two sides of the Taiwan Strait. The MAC's remarks were in response to China's Taiwan Affairs Office, which issued a statement late Saturday, shortly after Taiwan's President Tsai Ing-wen won re-election by a large margin. The office reiterated Beijing's adherence to the 1992 consensus and the one country, two systems formula, and its opposition to any form of independence for Taiwan. The MAC says the election results show Taiwan is a mature and consolidated democracy and indicates the Taiwanese people's clear response to the development of cross-strait relations. It says the Chinese authorities should respect these results and face the reality, abandon threats of force against Taiwan, and return to the right path of good cross-strait interactions. As Tsai said at a news conference Saturday after winning election, peace, parity, democracy, and dialogue are the key to positive cross-strait interactions and long-term stable development. She also said China should drop its unilaterally set political preconditions for cross-strait dialogue and abandon threats or coercion against Taiwan. And people throughout the Canadian province of Ontario had a rather rude awakening yesterday. They started their day with a cell phone alert warning them of an incident at a nuclear plant just east of Toronto, only to later be told the message was a mistake. The message, which was transmitted throughout the nation's most populous province, was accompanied by a shrill emergency broadcast noise. It said an unspecified event had occurred at the Pickering Nuclear Generating Station. There was no abnormal release of radioactivity, and it added people did not need to take protective action. More than an hour later, utility officials sent another message saying the alert was sent in error and that there was no danger to the public or environment. In an apology for the mistake, the Ontario Solicitor General said the alert went out during a routine training exercise being conducted by the Provincial Emergency Operations Centre. She said the government had started a full investigation and would take the appropriate steps to ensure this doesn't happen again.
Turkey's state-run news agency says Egyptian police raided its office in Cairo and detained 4 of its staff members. Anadolu agency says it has no information on its employees, including one Turkish citizen and where they were taken following the raid late Tuesday. The agency reports that Egyptian security forces shut down the agency's security cameras and internet and searched the premise overnight. Turkey's foreign ministry condemned the raid, demanded the immediate release of the employees, and summoned the top Egyptian diplomat in protest. And Japan's environment minister says he will take paternity leave when his first child is born later this month to be a good example for working fathers in Japan. Just last month, Japan adopted a policy allowing public servants to take more than a month of paternity leave. Environment Minister Shinjiro Koizumi says he will take 2 weeks of leave over 3 months on the condition that it won't affect his parliamentary and cabinet duties. While governors in Hiroshima and Mie in western Japan have taken paternity leave, Koizumi is the first cabinet minister to do so. Guatemala's new president announced that his government is breaking off diplomatic relations with Venezuela. 2 days after his inauguration, President Alejandro Giammattei said he had ordered Guatemala's foreign secretary to recall the last person remaining in the country's embassy in Venezuela's capital and to close the building. Giammattei's inauguration was attended by a representative of Juan Guaido, the Venezuelan opposition leader, recognized as that country's rightful leader by the United States and more than 50 other nations.